In this video, we're going to talk about the god Zeus, and his Roman name is Jupiter. So let's talk first about his lineage. So he is the son of Rhea and Kronos. Rhea and Kronos are titans, and what happened with his birth is that Kronos was afraid that he was going to have a child that was more powerful than him, because that's what happened to him. He was more powerful than his dad, and he killed his father. So he didn't want that to happen again. So what he did was every time that Rhea had a child, he would just eat them. They are immortal, so they're just going to stay in his stomach, but he would eat them. And then Rhea got really tired of this, so her last baby, which was Jupiter, she instead gave Kronos a rock wrapped in cloth. So when he ate this, it made his stomach super upset, and he ended up vomiting up all of Zeus's other siblings. So that's how he was born. A little bit crazy. And Kronos was right to be scared, because Zeus did end up killing Kronos with his own sickle, chopping him up into little bits and throwing him into Tartarus, which is the essentially scary jail in the bottom of the underworld. So that's how he was born. His wife, who is also his sister, is Hera, and then his domain, which is what he rules over, is the sky, and more specifically, lightning. So his symbols are the eagle, which is why the Romans use an eagle for the symbol of their army. His symbol is the lightning bolt, which we saw, and then he also has Aegis, which is a shield with the face of Medusa on it. This is going to pop up in a couple other myths, but that's one of his other symbols. So he has 4 children by Hera. 2 of them are Ares and Hephaestus, or Mars and Vulcan. He also has a bunch of other children by other women who are not Hera, and we're going to talk about one of those stories next. The story I want to tell you about one of Zeus's other women friends is about Zeus and Europa. So Europa was this beautiful human woman, and Zeus spotted her, and he just had to have her. So what he did was he came to her in the form of this absolutely beautiful white bull, and she was completely perplexed by this bull, and she just thought it was so beautiful, so she was giving him some pets and patting him, and she eventually got up on his back. And Zeus took this as an opportunity to steal Europa. So he just ran off in bull form into the ocean and stole her. Zeus does this on a lot of occasions and is rather upsetting, but it is an important thing to know about Zeus, is while he is the king of the gods, he is not a beacon for exemplar behavior that should be coming from a man. He is in fact the exact opposite. Consent is super important, and he almost never has it. So he has stolen Europa, and he took her to the island of Crete. So this is where Europa stays, and by Zeus, she has 3 sons, but the biggest name is King Minos. So he is the son of Zeus and Europa. So that's a story for another time. When we get to Theseus, we'll learn more about King Minos. But we get a couple things from this myth. The most obvious one being the name for the continent of Europe, which comes from this character, Europa. We also have a name of a moon. One of Jupiter, the planet's moons, is named Europa, and it's pretty cool because it's believed that moon has water on it. And then also, this is one of the possible origins of the Taurus constellation, Taurus meaning bull, which could be this white bull form that Zeus took in order to steal Europa. So that is a little bit about Zeus, his upbringing, his children, his domain, and a little bit of a look into his character, which is not ideal behavior that should be seen from a man. However, that's what Zeus is. So that is the end of the video on Zeus / Jupiter.